Yes, oh boy, I'm so hyped about this chapter. We get freaking Soji and Susanoo throwing down, and it freaking lives up to the hype. And oh boy, um, let's just dive right in, right? You guys know the drill. If you like this channel, subscribe. If not, it's cool. All right, let's just dive right into the review, shall we? Because again, this is so freaking cool. All right, so yeah, Soji, yeah, he's ready. He's ready, man. And we get some of the gods just just watching him. And they're like, "What in the world? His eyes are glowing red. That's pretty creepy." And we get some of Soji's members of his squad that were they're essentially like, all right, we're a hive. We're gonna see Soji go all out. He doesn't have the disease. Yeah, he's not sick, so we're gonna see him be able to go all out. And it's been a long time since we've seen that, and it's so cool as we see Kandao just watching as he's like, yeah, show us Soji why you are the strongest of us, why you're the strongest manslayer. And Soji immediately goes in right for an attacking you. We get a neat scene of Ares sitting down, Ares, Zeus, and Hermes just sitting down, like similar to the Japanese style when you just sit down, you don't have chairs or anything, just sitting down watching the match. Nice touch. As Ares is like, yeah, that human, he's walking right into a trap as soon as he enters within Susanoo's range. Yeah, it's essentially over, and we do see a example of that as both of them are closing in, and then as soon as it touches Soji disappears. Soji disappears, and Aries like, wait, what? And Susanoo's confused at this, but no, Soji comes in from attack from behind. I'm gonna, I can't, I am not gonna be able to do this fight justice. Just go reread this chapter. It's so freaking good. This chapter definitely deserves several reads. The art is fantastic. The choreography is fantastic, and I really, really wish that the anime did justice to these fights because oh my, they're so gorgeous. And yeah, them two continue to throw down. And yeah, Soji essentially has Susanoo on the edge. He just keeps pushing Susanoo back. It's intense and it's so freaking cool. The choreography of these two fighting, where Soji would even use some of Susanoo's own body. Like he goes on Susanoo's leg to get a strike on Susanoo. Susanoo would just lower his leg, but Soji just continues to take advantage of it and just go at him. And so Susanoo just hits him back. Remember, Susanoo's using his sword, but it's still in his sheath. He has not drawn his sword yet. And Soji's continuing the attack as he gets knocked back and he lands on the top of a roof as he says, "This is fun, isn't it?" And he just zooms around, freaking insane. As Susanoo's just trying to keep up, but Soji just not blitzing. He's not going that not now because Susanoo's like kind of like okay getting it. Like at first Susanoo's like wait whoa, but not at this point. He's keeping up with Soji. As him, he's just having a blast. Both of them are having a blast. They're having so much fun with this. As we get to how in the world is this human able to do this? And they actually give an explanation. Apparently, Soji's making his heart beat 3 times faster normally, so he's able to just do superhuman speed and strength. And his eyes are glowing red because of that. So he's moving at unbelievable speed. That he even almost gets a strike on Susanoo, cuts some of Susanoo's shirt, and yeah, it's so freaking good as Soji does his technique as he goes in. One, he does a slash, and then he does another stab, two, and then three. So essentially, it's meant to just throw your opponent off, just make him wide open, and he stabs him. But no, Susanoo stops it with the scabbard of his sword, which surprises Soji, as everyone's surprised by this. And then the sheath starts breaking, and even Ares like, "Wait, is the sword broken?" And Hermes like, "No, it's the scabbard of the sword." And we see the sword revealed. Pretty dang cool looking, I'm not gonna lie. One of the sacred treasures of I Am So Sorry Japan. Ame no Morogokumu no Taguri. The heavenly sword gathering clouds. So again, very cool here. And we get some people in the audience, some Japanese students saying, wait, that's not how the sword looks, right? It's not a katana. That's not how the ancient sword is. And then we get some blacksmith. An interesting thing here for world building. Apparently, we get some human blacksmiths and god blacksmiths that created this sword, and they have scars on them. So I'm assuming that they probably got these scars, these burnt marks on them from creating this sword, which is so cool. And it's surprising to hear that even some of the gods are surprised. Heimdall's is surprised that humans and gods came together to make this sword. And Susanoo is essentially like, this sword. I wish I gave it a better introduction, but can't be helped at this moment, right? And even Soji's like, wow, that's a pretty nice sword. And Susanoo's like, isn't it right? He starts swinging around, like, yeah, this sword is something else. The combination of man and God coming together to make this sword. And in honor of that, I named it Onigiri na no Makaramono, heavenly sword slaying, demon slaying sword of the gathering clouds. Yeah, exactly as he says. I never thought the day would come when I would use this. It's the only sword fit to slay the demon child. So freaking cool as Susanoo's like, yeah, this sword's here. I'm gonna use the sword to slay you. Not so many words, but yeah, he's gonna use it to cut down Soji if you could do it. And it's so cool here because we get Kojiro and Hearst, best Valkyrie waifu, Hearst there watching as they're like as he's observing it, and even Hearst brings up, yeah, okay, so that's interesting that the gods and humans came together to make that sword. It's very interesting, and I didn't expect something like that, like Susanoo, to be carrying a weapon like that. Very interesting here. As Susanoo's like, all right, now it's time to go to fully go into to do time to do it. As he goes into a stance, he holds his sword out, and he's in a simple stance. And many people are surprised by this, as everyone, like, a lot of people are like, wait, is that just a normal stance? Like I thought that'd be more impressive. And then we get many swordsmen throughout the ages say, one's like, no, that's the Sunju Dan, the top row. And a knight says, no, that's the ox, the bull stance. And another guy's like, what? No, that's Albrecht, the full stance. He's planning to counter him. And another samurai says, no, no, look, it's the Hashono Kame, the 8 direction stance to me. And a bunch of swordsmen are just saying, like, no, it's this, and this. Now, why is that? We do get explanation, as the narration says, and the swordsmen were shaken by the sight of the stance. The first to notice something unusual that happened was the demon child, Okita Soji. Without a moment's delay, the fierce warriors of the Bakumatsu and the masters of the Sengoku realized, as Kojiro says, this guy, he's amazing. And Hearst is like, what are you guys talking about? Isn't he just standing there like normally like this? And Kojiro essentially says, that stance, that stance Susanoo's doing is special. The reason is you can't tell what he's gonna do. He's in a simple stance, but with what he's doing, you don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know what counterattack he's gonna do. And as he's doing that, we get narration saying, that's right. Beyond the Shingen, as Susanoo says, if you're truly Okita Soji, you can see it, can't you? Shinra Yokuzaru Gali Mirid. Like a god dwelling in the creation, what I will now are all the swords. Every single stance there. Show me everything you got. Okita Soji. So the real fight has begun. So essentially, Susanoo, he's taking a stance. And as it says, every single stance was there. So this is something beyond Kojiro's foresight, something beyond Buddha's foresight. This is interesting. So Susanoo, all the, like, he's literally all the fighting styles. He's all the fighting stances right there and then. You don't know what he's gonna do. We're gonna see later on. Again, we'll see more of Susanoo's fighting style, but it's very interesting that Kojiro's hyped for this. I mean, he would be right. Why would he? So yeah, seems like Susanoo's gonna be an extremely powerful fighter for sure. And Soji's gonna have his work cut out for him because he had the upper hand when the sword was still in the sheath. But now that Soji realizes, okay, yeah, so this guy, all the techniques are there in this one guy. So I gotta be very careful. It seems like in next chapter, Susanoo's gonna be turning tables on Soji, and things are probably not gonna go that well for Soji. I think he's gonna receive a massive. I don't think he's gonna really receive a fatal, but he's gonna receive damage, and then he's gonna be happy, and Susanoo's gonna be like, "Yeah, that's what I want. That's it. Let's go at it." And then we're gonna get a more equal fight with them two just going at it. This could be so freaking cool. But holy cow, I'm gonna give this chapter a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I loved it. It's so freaking good. Yeah, again, short review. This is 47 pages, but again, short review because again, it was mostly fighting. If you want to see it again, go read it because again, good chapter. I gotta say, great stuff with Susanoo, great thing with Soji, and I love some of the side characters we got there and perspective from other masters. And it's so good to see Kojiro and best waifu Valkyrie. Her so cool to see her. So anyway, that concludes my review. And let me know what you guys think. How do you guys think the next chapter is gonna go? I think Susanoo is gonna start turning the tables. I legit think that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, if you listen this far, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care, and I'm hyped for next month. Later.